All right, we are live, guys. Good morning,
Morning.
Tracy. We are back again today with you guys, and we have our first candidate from the Tracy City Council race with us. There are total, I believe, 8 candidates that they are running for 2 vacant seats. And
9?
today we have very known figure, 9 candidates. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you,
so.
Jamie, and
Yeah. Yeah.
thank you for correcting me. And yeah, we have a special person, known person in the community, Jamie Medina. And I'm not going to take much more time and hand it over to Gutage to give us a very brief highlights about Jamie, and then we're going to open a floor to Jamie to address to our audience, and let's hear from Jamie after that. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Gutage. Go ahead, please.
Mhm.
Thank you very much, Raj. Thank you, Jamie, for your time for coming on our show.
Of
So,
course.
Jamie, he is a fifth generation Tracy resident, a combat veteran from U.S. Air Force. And I just want to congratulate you, Jamie. So today, so you have the fourth anniversary of Fixed In. So the
Mhm.
organization that Jamie founded, a nonprofit organization that helps solve the issues that our day-to-day veterans face. Thank you very much for your service, and thank you
Mhm.
very much for helping out our veterans. Now, please share some more about yourself.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Tracy, fifth generation Tracyite. First graduating class of West High, the pioneer class, Go Wolfpack. and then after that, I went to college for a couple of years, and I ended up joining the U.S. Air Force. So I sort of followed in the footsteps of family tradition. My grandfather was in the Army Air Corps in World War II. And a lot of my family members have joined the military, so a lot of us was sort of, expected, to serve your country and to be of service to your country and your community. And then I retired after 17 years in the Air Force, came back home and finished up college. I was on the 20-year plan, so ended up coming home, and then I went to University of the Pacific and graduated there with substance abuse and mental health certifications. And now like I said, just through myself in the community, provide counseling for individuals suffering through substance abuse and mental health, and for veterans, mostly veterans, and through the Veteran Treatment Court in San Joaquin County. And since founding Fixed is in 7 counties throughout the region, so we're growing really quickly.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
Hmm.
wonderful. And thank you, Jamie, for your introduction. And it's very glad to know you served for the country. You are helping still in the same zone and helping others for their betterment. And that's
Yes, sir.
amazing. And as we're going to progress in the show, I think we should jump into our first question of the show. What's your vision if you get elected as a Tracy City Council for
So,
2020?
so my vision, my focus is number one, the survival and the revival of the local economy post COVID-19. Right, COVID-19 has hit every community in the United States, but ours particularly is bad too. Businesses are closing, and with businesses closing, individuals will lose jobs. When you lose jobs, you could potentially lose your livelihood, your house, and add to the growing homelessness population in our city. So that's my primary focus, is that, and working with business leaders and individuals throughout the city to figure out how we can keep our local businesses open, how we can keep them alive during and then post COVID-19. So that's my main focus, and then my secondary focus would be on homelessness itself. I work with that. I work with that population. I'm constantly providing counseling, food. Actually, right after this conversation, I'm going down to El Pescadero Park because Fixed. We got a lot of donations for food, so I'm going to bring a bunch of food down there and distribute it throughout the entire park. Individuals basically live there. So those two are my primary focuses. That's my vision, and hopefully we can get a hold of that. We can get our economy back alive and thriving again, and significantly lower the homeless population. I have a good plan that works for that. I blasted that plan out to every business leader and every city council member, stakeholders throughout the community about 2 years ago, and still nothing's been done. So and I know it can work. I've seen it work.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, like you said, I think the small business mom and pops and any small business
Hmm.
survival in this COVID, they're getting the big hit.
Oh man,
because
yeah.
they were surviving on the everyday's sales, everyday traffic coming in, and people wanted to come and eat and order or anything. It's not only restaurant, but any small business is getting
Hmm.
impacted. So I think that is a huge issue. How to reopen it after post COVID, right? We need to have a
Hmm.
plan. We need to be prepared, I think, in the future as well. Any sort of this, maybe there might be some other sort of virus that kind of put us back in the same situation. So how we are prepared for that. So all those conversations, I think, very strategically needs to be done. So we're glad that you're looking into that and you're thinking about it. And
And
good day, please chime in. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah.
no, I was gonna say, and I've already been working in that. Like I've been meeting with business leaders, and I've been interviewing them and trying to get the word out, trying to get their message out. And I've been working with homeless individuals all throughout the San Joaquin Valley, but specifically Tracy. I'm mostly worried about what's going on in Tracy. You know, this is our community, and it's a great community. We have everything we need here, you know, and I think we just need to keep it alive and keep it thriving.
Definitely,
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jimmy. So, as you have said, yeah, this is the first time in our generation or in our kind of 100 years we are facing this kind of situation. We have to have a plan. So, how to pass through this situation. So, right now, we are kind of everybody they are seeing, oh, what's happening. It's kind of a
Hmm.
new. And till December, so we are understanding the situation. And after that, it will start impacting more and more. So,
Oh
we
yeah,
should,
each
yeah, we
week.
should have. Yeah, have a definitely a great plan. No, thank you very much for touching those key points. So now the second question I would just ask, so what would be you bringing to the city of Tracy, and what are the issues you're facing or you're seeing in day-to-day activities in the city?
So day-to-day activities. Actually, if you don't mind, I want to read something real quick from the Tracy Press, yesterday's Tracy
Sure.
Press. It's in the voice section or the letters to the editor, um, and this is by a resident, Dina Corveo. I'm very concerned about the homeless issue at El Pescadero Park. I get garbage thrown into my yard, as well as drug paraphernalia all over the street. There's fighting. There's been 3 fires, and it causes me great concern for my family, children, and children in the community. Is there any way they can move away from the fence line from my neighbors and my fences? Can they move and stay where no homes are, maybe just a field? We can't even walk our dogs in the evening anymore. Kids, I will not let play there. We have rights as homeowners. We pay taxes for our living area. If we don't, we can lose our home. Can't that be the same for them? If they don't pay taxes for their spot, how can they not? Then they can't get evicted. I'm just tired of the commotion, the mess, the fights, uneasy feeling, and it's been overtaken from the park. What will be done? So that was yesterday, right? And today's August, 14, 2020. In 2020, this is still happening. I know that there's homeless task forces and homeless ad hoc committees, but I have a question. What have they done? I don't know. Do you know what they've done? Like actually done to help stop this? Do you guys know? I don't know.
I think that would be a separate topic to go into that detail, but it's up to you if you want to touch on that part. Whatever you know, whatever you feel, please feel free to share.
And I do. And here it is. So a lot of homeless individuals do not have ID cards, right? Your normal
Mhm.
driver's license or ID card. You cannot get services for anything that's going on with you, whether it be mental health, substance abuse, unless you have an ID card. So why don't we start with the very, very basics? I talk to these people all the time. I'm out there all the time,
Right.
not just for a photo op. I actually go out there and talk with them and bring them food and whatnot and hear their concerns. None of them have ID cards. Nobody has an ID card to get services. So, like I said, let's start there first. Let's start. And actually, I have a plan for that. I'm going to probably be working on that this week as well. Going to get with the DMV and work to streamline some of these individuals in there where they waive the fees and get them ID cards so they can start on their way to getting the services. People think, oh, they just need a job, or how come they don't do anything? Well, they don't have your basic things you need to operate in a functioning society. So let's start there. That's what I want to focus on. That's what I will focus on, and I'm doing it already. I'm more of a doer, than sit there in committees. And I love the workshops. I think those are great. They are productive when something comes out of it. but consultants and committees, and it's just more BS. You know what I mean? Like nothing ever gets done. And that's who I am. That's what I do. I just do things. And if it's the wrong thing, oh well, then I'll readjust and do that something else. If that's wrong, I'll readjust, do something else. Like you just keep moving forward. And that's exactly who I am. That's what I'm about, and that's what I'll bring.
No, great. I think you're speaking from your heart. What do you feel and what do you think about it and how it needs to be? So there's nothing wrong. And everybody have a different idea, different
Yeah.
vision on things, how it can get done. There's not a right or wrong or this is the way or that is
Yes.
not the way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And,
So
and
definitely, and go ahead. Sorry, I think I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. And it takes a combination of solutions, right? So there's no one all work all, right? It's going to be a combination of solutions. So if we had services such as mental health, substance abuse, like I would like to see a substance abuse inpatient facility. So 30 days inpatient assisted detox, right? Because most of these people do have drug issues. So assisted detox, get their head clean, get their mind right, get clean, then you can start working on yourself. I mean, I do this for a living now. As I'm a subject matter expert in all of this. So, and once you could get your mind right, you get the substance, start working on yourself, get your ID card, so that you could apply for services, and then you're on your way. And then from there, what we've been doing with the veterans as they go through our program, we've been turning clients into counselors. So after they kind of get themselves straightened out and hey, I have a new way of looking at things, and then they're full speed ahead, but the majority of them want to return and become a peer support counselor. So what you're doing is you're giving them a purpose again, you're giving them a mission again, and it's the same across the board, whether you're a veteran, civilian, it doesn't matter. Everybody needs a purpose, everybody needs a reason, to get up in the morning, and what better way than helping somebody else? I mean, it's been my passion, and my entire life purpose is in service to others, and I think that's where you find it. That's where you find your purpose.
Right. Now,
Yeah, no, that's great, Jimmy. Yeah, I can understand. So once you are in that disciplined life, then all of a sudden your whole routine changes. Then you need somebody locally to talk to you. Yeah, we have the VA organization, but they are so overwhelmed. So you have to have somebody locally, so who can guide you, who can steer you through those 2 or 3 months. And that is the same with the issue that you are touching for the homelessness. Yeah,
Exactly.
they need to have that guidance. So, and it is a step-by-step process, step-by-step approach. No, thank you very much. It is very much the issue that everybody in our society, in our community is facing. And other than that, yeah, COVID, you have mentioned that it is very important to understand what the situation is right now and where we are heading. So all the cities, including ours, so it will be a couple of years, it'll take us a couple of years back. We have to think, start logically, and plan for our better future, better Tracy tomorrow. Yeah,
exactly.
So, yeah. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so apart from these, so other additional thoughts. So, traffic, or I was reading some articles like some of the companies in Bay Area, they're planning in 5 years or in 6 years work from home. Like our school kids, they are almost home. So all those people like across the Altamont Pass, they'll start moving to these areas. So what do you think, as we have grown to approximately 100,000 population, we are growing more and more day by day. So some of the thoughts of what you want to bring to our city.
Well, of course, affordable housing. I mean, I'm not a developer. I'm not going to go build houses, but I mean, obviously, we need affordable housing that's going to be able to have people live here, right? And then hopefully bring those jobs here, bring those companies. But here's the thing: they're not going to come unless this is an appealing place to be, right? So, how many amenities projects are still wide open? They've been open for years, right? Like Legacy Fields and but the aquatic park, right? You've got these things on the books that were supposed to be done or halfway done. Why aren't they getting done, right? So in my opinion, the way I look at it is you need to make Tracy attractive to these companies to come here, for their employees to live, work, and play here. So my focus would be on finishing what you started, before you jump in and start more projects. It just doesn't make sense to me. So like Legacy Fields, why isn't that done? That needs to be done. That should have been done years ago. So once that's done, that'll bring more people in. I mean, take a play out of Manteca's playbook. They developed their 120. Why isn't our 205 developed into a social center, pulling these commuters off the freeway to be consumers in Tracy? They bypass us. They go to Manteca and spend all their money over there. I don't like that. I don't know if you do, but I'd rather them come here and spend their money. Go to our downtown. We need signs that point the way towards downtown. Even Ripon has that. It's like we just need to, I think, upgrade and update some things. That's just my opinion. But like I said, don't reinvent the wheel. I mean, look what other cities are doing that's working for them. Steal those ideas and put them in place here. Why not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's a great idea, that the points that you pointed out. We need to find a way how you can store the consumer not going out of your town and
Mm-hmm.
not spending money in other towns. I mean, other towns are as good as ours and nothing to compare, like, oh, we're better than somebody. But they have their own things going on. But we need to focus. Well, if we're talking about the Tracy tomorrow and for Tracy 2020, the leadership's coming up. So we need to put those thoughts in there in those conversations. Hey, how we are going to do, what have we done before, and what did work and what is not working right now. How we can change. So,
well, and we live inside the triangle, think inside the triangle, but I think we need to be thinking outside the box, with more innovative and creative ways to attack these, or not attack, to address these things. It's in me, I just get really
yes, of course. If you're a combat veteran, that's the first thing you got to come.
Yeah. So like I said, I think it's little things, like big arches on 11th Street on both sides. Maybe a giant arch on Central and 11th Street saying, hey, this is the historic downtown. Welcome downtown. And these are attractive things that pull people in, and not very expensive. I mean, gosh, I could probably get one done in a month, So it's like just getting those ideas and putting them into place but doing it. Do it, don't just sit there and talk about it,
No, most definitely. And just to kind of reiterate it back to the same point on the homelessness issue, I was just thinking about it, just to kind of get a little more clarification on that part. Like you said, we need to get we have to first identify these folks by giving them the ID cards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course.
So are you, like you said, you are actually helping the veterans through your organization? Are you doing something towards the homeless people? They are non-veterans.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry, I didn't make that distinction, but yes, our primary focus is veterans, fixed, right? But my focus is Tracy. My agenda is Tracy. So yes, me, Jamie. So I'm out there. Like I said, after this, I'm going to run right over there right after this and distribute a bunch of food to everybody over there. And I'm getting everybody's information, all their names and birth dates and everything, trying to compile this list of people who do not have identification. Because once again, they cannot move forward unless they can prove they are who they are. And then they can start getting the services that we have in town. We have a lot of services here in town, but a lot of these people can't get it because they're just here.
So you're actually getting the list and like getting to the DMV and stuff like that to get them the IDs issued. Okay, and just kind of this is not my forte on the homeless side.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand by asking questions, and I believe a lot of other folks may not know a lot about how we are handling the homelessness issue in our town, right? So without their physical address, how are we gonna get them the IDs?
Well, exactly. So in California, you can be homeless and you can apply for an ID and they waive all the fees, okay? But you need an address, exactly. So a homeless shelter or a church can do it. I was going to offer, I have to talk to the board of directors, but and it's going to be after I offer it. So I'm going to go ahead and just offer it to everybody. Hey, we can use my business's address, as a physical address for you guys. Because like I said, I'm in contact with a lot of them anyway, not just homeless veterans, but just homeless people in general.
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna offer that. Don't tell my board, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just do that, just because I want to get it done. You know what I mean? I'm about getting things done, and then I'm going to the DMV this week to work out some kind of dope deal with them as far as like coming down and streamline that. So.
No, I think this is wonderful. That is what I was trying to get at. I was like, you are just touching on it, that you are helping. I actually wanted to help the audience to understand at what deep level you're involved in. You are just not saying because you said you are the more person. Action speaks louder than your words.
Absolutely.
So you want to go get done. So he's even offering his own organization to use their name so these folks can get the identification. And after the identification, the resources Jamie would be working on, as other all different organizations are. So put them together and help them out. And I think that's a wonderful thing as a human beings, as a humanity, we all can do together. So that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I just want to. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I
Yes,
was gonna
sorry.
say, and I speak so confidently about it, and I know it works because a lot of people don't know this, right? So over the past year or so, I've had 3 homeless individuals stay in my house, stay because they're like, oh, I'm just right at the cusp. I'm like right there. 2 are veterans, 1 is civilian. The one who was a civilian still lives on my property in a trailer, and now he works for Fixed, and he's the new executive director. And this guy was on the streets, homeless. I mean, like you name it, and he had that going on. Sorry, I'm busting him out here, but yeah. So, but I expected more of him. I said, hey, okay, I'll let you stay here, but hey, I better have a clean yard, and I better, I put a lot of responsibilities on him. He rose to the occasion, and look at him now. 3 years later, now he's like helping running our company. Okay, so that's what it takes, just a little bit of encouragement. Instead of just looking at somebody and saying, oh, he's a dirtbag, she's a dirtbag. You don't know why they're there. I mean, they could have lost their job. Who knows, right? So each individual has their own individual issue or problem. So you need to address that individual's root cause of why they're where they are, and it works. If you encourage and you have expectations, you give them responsibility. It's been my experience that people rise to the occasion every time.
Right. No, but that is correct. I just read a strategic plan that UC Berkeley they just did on Fixed In. So, and they said that 97% of your programs they work, and that is what I'm listening. Yeah, you have great expertise. So you went to those educational programs, and now you're bringing them back for the veterans as well as for the
Everyone.
individuals.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
you have to understand emotionally, you have to understand from where they're coming from, what their issues are. Somebody may have some physical, emotional, personal. They need somebody to talk to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
No problem.
So I think this was a wonderful talk on this topic. And to wrap up, I think we can kind of help to summarize your stand in very brief sentences. These are your 3 top priorities. And so people would know when they hear Jamie's name, okay, for council, Jamie is standing for these 3 things or 4 things. How many things you wanted to say? So let's just wrap it up with that.
Okay. So number 1, like I said again, is the survival and the revival of our local economy. That small business. We need to be more business friendly, and small business is the key. I mean, yes, we have the Amazons and the big guys, but what the heartbeat of our economy is local small business. So we need to make sure that they survive. And again, we touched on homeless a lot with this. So I would like to see an assisted detox inpatient facility here. We could send people to Stockton or wherever the big cities who have all the resources, but we have resources here. It doesn't take very much to set one of these up. And then I would like to turn, let's focus on 205. Like I said, take a play out of Manteca's playbook. With their 120, all kinds of things are happening over there. Our 205 should be like a big social district center with a lot of things to do. So we're turning commuters into consumers. Spend your money in Tracy, and yeah, we are better than everybody else. I'm from here. I'm born and raised here. I think the way I look at it is Tracy is better. We're like that big small city. We still have that small town feel. It doesn't matter how many people move here, because we're always, that's our identity is that a small town tight knit feel. So.
Okay, great. There's anything that the last minute you wanted to chime in?
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead, Jimmy. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, hey, if you guys are interested in helping my campaign, you can go to my website at www.medinatracy2020.com.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, no, that's what I was going to share with the audience. Yes, so you may have lots of thoughts, lots of questions. Yeah, we are more than welcome to have your questions and pass it on to Jamie, but you can directly reach out to his website, just learn more. what his plans are, because we all are facing these concerns, COVID-related issues. So yes, you are hurt, you will be hurt, but there are plans, there are thoughts that are in our candidates' minds, so you can clarify them. So what is the plan? How we can come back as a city, work together with the resources that we have. So we have to strategize it and we have to plan it accordingly. And for homeless and for veterans, I want to thank you from core of my heart. So I correlate, yeah. So I'm coming from a family, the fourth generation military family. So went to the Air Force school, so I can correlate what you can bring to our community, to our society, to. And the other thing is you are the fifth generation here, so you know the city from the grassroots. So you have the plan, and the military that has taught you all the options, all the avenues from where you can think out of the box and work and solve those problems. To our viewers, I'll just say, yeah, please feel free to ask your questions, reach out to Jamie, clarify, and make an informed decision for the candidate on 2020 for a better Tracy tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this.
Well, thank you, Jamie, for taking the time out to be with us on this show. And we really appreciate your energy, time, and the thoughts that you're bringing for the Tracy resident. And we're excited to see the results on November 3rd, 2020. So we'll see you. And
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.